goes, folks. It's early September. Halloween season's coming at us like a runaway train. I don't know if you've noticed, there's already Halloween candy in the stores and costumes out for display. Things are coming up pretty fast. So I've got a really good one here. The folks down at Kansas Paranormal Research Society every year does a charity ghost hunt, ghost tour, however you want to call it. You get to explore and use the equipment. And it's at the Oz Museum and at a theater in Wamego, Kansas. And I think this year they even got new places to go to. So anybody, Western Missouri, Kansas, anywhere into that area, if you haven't been there yet, you need to go. Check it out. I've got some video here. I was there last year. And here's the thing. We were on a group of, I don't know, maybe 10 people. And there was one of them who had a family member who had passed away, who was really trying to make contact. Well, they did make contact. And it was very emotional, very personal, and I just can't show it. I wish I could. It was really powerful, but I don't want to embarrass anybody. I am writing about it with fake names. It'll be in another book later, but for now, instead of that, the folks from Kansas Paranormal Research, Brenda down there, has sent me some video to add into this. And I think you're going to be amazed. The place is awesome. So check this out. Hi, I'm Dan Terry, and we're back at Beyond the Shadows, where we're looking for ghosts, and we're looking for them different than any other podcast. We are still in Wamego, Kansas. We are at the Columbian Theater. This theater was built in the 1890s. The guy who built it was both a multimillionaire and a wacko. He built the theater, he built the bank, apparently he pretty much built the town. While doing that, he also put tunnels from his mansion to every one of his buildings so he could come in and out secretly. And apparently when his wife passed away at the age of 45, he brought in two psychics from Chicago, built a room onto his mansion for them, and every night was trying to communicate with the dead. His spirit may still be here. There's a lot of spirits here, and this time you're coming with me on the investigation. Still in the Columbia Theater, downstairs. Yeah, this ain't a real fireplace, it's just a set. I'm with Andrea from KsPRS.
Hello.
She is the historian for the group, and she knows what we need to know before we investigate down here. So, all I have told these folks is the guy who built this place was kind of a kook. What else can you add to that?
Well, the one who built this place, well, I guess he ended up in his later years being kind of a kook. But this place actually used to be J.E. Stewart and Sons Undertaking. And it was started in 1897. They used to keep the hearses and the caskets down here.
So it wasn't a theater at that time?
No.
Okay.
No, it was J.E. Stewart and Sons Undertaking.
Oh, okay. So it was...
It began as Trout and Leach, hardware where they built furniture and everything, but then it got bought and turned into J.E. Stewart and Sons Undertaking.
Okay.
And they'd store the hearses, the horse-drawn carriages. At the time was the hearse.
So it was opera house, vaudeville, movies.
Yes.
That light keeps going off on me.
Because we're in the basement. We've had some experiences down here before, so I can't say I'm really surprised.
When I was first doing this, I swear I kept seeing something run back and forth by that door.
Dark. Male.
It was
male.
Okay, it was just in the darkness I saw something moving.
Interesting.
So what,
I'm not surprised.
What am I seeing?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, what has been seen here in the theater?
Well, they hear music. They've had problems with lights going on and off during shows. Employees who work here have had issues with lights going on and off, hearing footsteps, hearing music coming from the stage.
Okay. Now tell me, who was it who had the seance room built to his house?
Lewis.
And what happened
They
there?
had a seance room, and it was purported that he would bring the entertainers over after, and they would hold seances in that spirit room.
And he brought in sensitives from
The
Chicago?
Bang Sisters. He heard of them from the Chicago World's Fair at the time. They were very well-known mediums.
What was her name, I'm sorry?
The Bangs Sisters.
Bangs.
B-A-N-G-S.
Okay.
There's in your folder. You'll have a
All
picture
right.
of them. And they got involved in some spirit photography.
Wow.
Well, portraits, really, not photography,
Uh-huh.
but portraits, really, which is like spirits.
So there's a
whatever.
lot of paranormal history to the whole town. All
There-
right.
There is.
You think we're going to
There
see
is.
something tonight?
I hope so. I hope we do. We found a part of the tunnel,
Oh,
and we
really?
tried crawling into it, but
Yeah.
for the most part, they've been sealed off and.
Okay, folks, this is Brian, and Brian is an actor here who does a lot of the plays at the Columbian Theater, and he's going to share one of his experiences with us, or more if you've got them.
Well, I only have really one true experience to speak of.
Okay.
And it was when I was volunteering for the summer theater program last year. There were a bunch of us down here in the basement in the costume area working on building some costumes for kids. And I didn't know I was the only one down here. I came down the stairs, walked past the costume cage where I noticed that there was somebody hanging up some costumes in the costume cage and dressed all in white, fairly tall. And so I figured it was one of the ladies that was down here helping me because she was tall, and didn't think anything of it. Well, I came to get started on my project when I realized that I had a question for her, and so I went over to get her from the costume cage, and there was nobody there. Now the big part of that is like to get down here, you have to go through some pretty heavy doors and they make a very loud sound. So I know that nobody came or left while I was down here. So I have a feeling it was something else. I'm not sure what.
Now, somebody had mentioned earlier about a stack of costumes that had been very neatly and considerately folded. Do you think it's the same spirit?
It could
Maybe
be.
a costume mistress
It could
from
be.
the
I don't know.
past?
I have never ran into her before ever again. Every time I come down here by myself, I just say, "Hello, please leave me alone." And, I just say it out loud and I don't get bothered. So, but anyway, that's just.
Brian, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Okay, we're back in the Columbian Theater, and this is Brooke, who's an employee both here and at the Oz Museum, because it's all under one umbrella, and the name of that was,
The Columbian Theater Foundation.
okay, and they take care of this as a charitable thing? All right, and you've had experiences here too.
I have.
Well, please tell me, what's going on?
I know lots of stories. We had the guys working on our fire sprinklers. They were downstairs. He went down to pick up his pop and heard a little girl's yell help in his ear. He came up those steps faster than I bet he ever did.
You was here that day?
I was.
Okay.
His face was white when he came back up. Basement used to be a morgue at one point. So we had a past board member was upstairs working about midnight and heard chain come up and dropped just on the stage. He was also out of here very quickly after that. You'll often hear people walking on the catwalk above the stage.
Have you heard that? What else have you heard?
Lots of people are jumping on the stage if I'm here early in the mornings.
Most of the time it's early in the mornings then?
Yeah.
What about at night? Do you have any experiences?
The chain dropping definitely at night was at night. I see more at night. You can maybe see something out of your eye at night.
Anything in particular you're aware of, an experience that you just know?
They've talked about J.C. Rogers, who is the founder of this building, to be here.
Now, was he the owner of the mortuary or the...
No, he was the one that created the building and made it the Columbian Theater.
Oh, okay.
He's the one that brought back the World's Fair items.
So he's the one who did it, what, in
The World Fair was 1893,
Uh-huh.
and then this was created around 95.
Do you think there's any actors' spirit still here? Is that who you think's on the stage?
I haven't heard any of that. The talk has been J.C. Rogers, Wilbur Balderson, who helped create the Columbia Theater Foundation.
Okay.
And then I think that's all I've heard of.
Okay. Well, thanks very much. That gives us where to start.
All right, we're back here in the basement of the Columbian Theater, which was a morgue, so it's kind of creepy, but we're here with Claudia, who is a volunteer with the Columbian Theater Foundation, but mostly works here, and she's had her own experiences with the ghosts. So, can you tell us what happened?
Sure. I've helped straighten the costumes and keep them in order, and there have been a few times that I've turned and thought I caught something out of the side of my eye. And there have been a few times I've felt things go through my hair. And there is a ghost here that's known to grab women by the behind. I haven't ever had that happen to me, but a few of my friends have.
Okay.
And there was a gentleman that was a manager here for 7 years. And he told me one of his stories involves the elevator.
Okay.
He was doing a wedding. He was clearing out the building. He thought everybody was gone. He was turning the lights off upstairs, decided he didn't want to take the stairs one more time, and was going to take the elevator. So he hit the elevator, the door slowly opens, and a woman dressed in white, dressy outfit, which he thought was a wedding guest at first, but hindsight he realized it was probably a period piece. He said, "Excuse me," and before he could say, "Excuse me, ma'am," like he was going to, she slowly disappeared. Needless to say, he did not take the elevator. He
didn't even turn the lights off.
He said he did out of reflex, but he did it quite quickly.
Okay.
Big guy, almost 7 foot, and yeah, it shook him pretty bad.
And you said he was normal. One of his duties was...
He's an actor, and he liked to play the cowardly lion here. And as he said, he wasn't very afraid of no spooks, but that night he was.
He was from then on. That's awesome. All right, Claudia.
This time we're not just going beyond the shadows. We're going somewhere over the rainbow. We are in the Oz Museum here in Kansas. It's an actual Wizard of Oz museum. It's so cool and so incredibly haunted. And I'm going to be talking to an employee and some ghost hunters here about what's been going on.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. That you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops high above the tin.
I'm back, still somewhere over the rainbow, and I'm with Brooke, who is an employee here, and she's had some ghostly activities also. What can you tell us about?
Early mornings, I would say, sitting in the office just to our left, you will hear people walk through on the wood floors. I've heard that a lot. Also have heard of a girl that's in the basement that likes to play with bounce balls.
Really? Have you seen her, or just heard
I've
her?
not seen her,
Okay.
but I know of past stories that people have seen or heard of her, or seen the ball move downstairs.
Have you seen any of the evidence the ghost hunter groups have got?
I heard a whisper of down in the basement.
Oh yeah? Could you make out anything?
I could not.
You think the place is haunted then?
I do. I think there's something here.
Any idea what?
No.
Okay. Are you scared?
No.
You scared here?
No.
Good. Good to haunt it easy then.
Yeah.
All right.
little guy down here?
What's what?
Did you hear that pop?
It's like a book or something. Yeah, I thought that was you. Is there somebody over here?
Over here.
There's somebody in here with us. Can you give us a sign, please? Listen, walk back. No.
You like that lantern?
Is there somebody over here with us? Yeah, trigger pop was going off by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way that, because you were sitting over there.
I was sitting there.
Her and I were over here, and I that's not going to reach.
Yeah.
No, we've already walked by that.
Is there somebody over here?
For yes, make it go off again if you're there. Make that red light beep again. We don't mean you any harm.
Don't be afraid of equipment. They won't hurt you in any way.